combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're back here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. A very special edition today because I had an interesting thing happen today, as many of you know who follow me on Instagram, that we'll get into in the rant that I have for you guys here today. So, JimmyRants.com is the website if you want to learn more about what we do here. We rant about some topic in the world of nutritional health generally. And so JimmyRants.com is how you do that. You follow me. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can follow me at Living Low Carb Man on Instagram, and then watch the replay of these for 24 hours. You can engage live. I do these generally in the morning and the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And so, yeah, that's what I do with Jimmy Rants. And coming very soon, we are in the final stages of getting approval on iTunes, Apple Podcast, to make this Jimmy Rants into a podcast that we will air little, basically 10-minute episodes with the best of the Jimmy Rants. All right, all that housekeeping out of the way. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about something that actually happened to me today on Instagram. So I went to bed last night and I had 38,000 followers on Instagram, and have been working on getting that number higher and higher, because the more people that follow me, the more it reaches, yada yada. And so I've been very happy being able to engage with you guys here on Instagram Live and to post stuff. Well, I wake up this morning and I go to my phone, and what do I see? Please log into your account. Okay, and I see Living Low Carb Man, my username, already in there, so it wanted a password. So I go to put a password in, and it says, username not found. Username not found. So I was like, okay, what's that mean? So then I start noodling around on the computer, typing in Instagram.com/LivingLowCarbMan, and it said, no account exists. So obviously the heart went to the bottom of my stomach, and I was like, okay, something bad has happened. Of course, I then go to my emails, and I see I have about 12 different emails from Instagram. Is this you? Your username has been changed. Your password's been changed. And then it said, and your account has been deleted. Okay. So that was the start of my Monday, you guys. And so tomorrow we have a book coming out. My wife and I, Real Food Keto, is releasing tomorrow. So the timing of this is very dubious in my mind. It's obvious somebody who really hates me decided to do this. But I'm keeping a happy face because the topic of this Jimmy Rants is about how you deal with stress that then leads you to emotional eating. And I haven't had this level of kind of a stressful event since I've changed my lifestyle and really dialed in the diet and everything, to the point that I felt emotional eating desires until today. So today it all came rushing back at me all of a sudden. And of course I knew exactly what was happening. As soon as it started happening, I had no doubt in my mind what was going on. My body was responding to all this stress of what was going on by squirting out cortisol. And it basically raised my blood sugar, which raised my insulin levels, which raised my hunger. So people, they often say, well, when I eat, when I'm stressed, I actually feel better. Well, you do feel better in the short term because you're able to basically satisfy that need for your body to be calmed down in your hormones. So a lot of people, they don't think about the hormonal effects when they're eating. They just think, oh, because I feel better when I eat crappy garbage, for example, when I'm stressed or when I'm not feeling well, or emotional eating of any kind, therefore it's a good thing that I do that. All right, so what have I done today? So when this all started unraveling, I noticed I got hungry very quick early in the day. I was up around 5:30, which is about normal for me. And I noticed the hunger within like an hour after learning about getting hacked and my account deleted. So I leaned on my high-fat, low-carb foods. So I had several F-bombs sitting around. So these are the macadamia nut butter packets, and I had a couple of those to try to quench the hunger that was happening. And I got a few of the moon cheese. So I went ahead. I don't like to quote snack. I think under normal circumstances, if you have to snack, you're not doing it right. But in this case, because I was needing something, because of all the metabolic effects that were going on, that were brought on and induced by this stress and this stressful situation and the whole emotional aspect of, oh my gosh, I just lost 38,000 followers. What's going to happen? I ate snacky kind of foods. And I think that's okay. It's better than giving in, obviously, to some crap, which the temptation is there because every fiber of your being in your head says, just go eat crap. You're having a bad day. You deserve this. It's okay. And that's just the wrong attitude. And I will never take on that attitude as, well, I deserve to have the crap because I've had a bad day. And so I'm just not going to go there. Especially when you make this a lifestyle change, you realize that. And I know a lot of people, they start keto and then stuff like this happens in their life and it rocks their world and they get derailed and they're just off. And they never get back on again. So all of that to say this, give yourself permission to be okay and to be angry and to be upset and all the emotions that come from something like this. In the grand scheme of things, this is very minor. There's people that deal with a lot more stresses than losing an Instagram account. But I think we need to validate when people go through things and then the physiological response that comes from that. So how do you deal with stress that leads to emotional eating? You acknowledge the stress. You realize it's there. You realize what it is. But here's my strategy, guys. I'm back on here talking to you. This is what I would normally be doing. I'm posting things on my page. That's what I would normally be doing. I went back to normal. I went back to all systems go. And there's 23 of you on here right now watching me live. And usually this time of day, I would have about 25-ish people following me. So even though I have less than 400 followers, which thank you, by the way, for refollowing me, all of you guys that did that, and not 38,000 followers. To me, that alone is a symbol of I'm reaching the people I need to reach. And I'm able to handle that stress and not need to emotionally eat because I've let it go. And I've realized just roll with the punches. And that helps you so much. There's people that they make it their full-time job to be just in angst all the time. And those are the people that emotionally eat and never get out of the carb trap of wanting to eat that kind of stuff all the time. So dealing with the stress is acknowledging it and realizing it's not going to change who and what you are. This person that hacked my account and totally deleted everything I had worked on for years, they don't know me very well, do they? Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not shutting up. I'm going to keep on ranting until my butt wants to rant, and I'll rant some more, and then I'll stop ranting eventually. But for now, I'm going to keep doing my thing, and that's what I do. That's who and what I am. And I've made that deliberate choice, you guys, to be happy and to keep doing what I've been doing. That's how I deal with the stress that generally would lead to emotional eating, but not in my house. So let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Someone wanted to sabotage you. Yes, Carol. Unfortunately, and I'm surprised it's never happened before. I'm on my 8th book is releasing tomorrow. And you would think it would have happened with the Keto Cure or with the Complete Guide to Fasting or any of the other books that I've done. but they chose to do mine and Christine's book. But anyway, hopefully share all about Real Food Keto with all your friends, and we'll teach this guy a lesson or two. Let's see. Exo Malma, this is honestly a miraculous timing. I had an anxiety attack just yesterday. It kicked me out of ketosis to the point of having keto flu symptoms today. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. By the way, stressed, spelled backwards, I'm about to blow your mind. Stressed, spelled backwards, is desserts. So when you're stressed, you're actually eating desserts. You got to think of it in that way. And so we often eat literal desserts when we're stressed, but just the stress itself and the physiologic reaction that takes place, you might as well be eating desserts. So don't get stressed. If things happen in your life, and they will, they always do, then roll with it. Take it in stride. And one thing this hacker was trying to do was upset me. And I did get a little upset, so I'll be honest about that. But he or she also wanted to derail my mission. And my mission is to help people get healthy and get the word out about that. He has not derailed that mission. I am continuing on, and I be danged if anybody ever tries to shut me up until the good Lord decides to take me home. Keto Neogenesis, I've been struggling with intermittent fasting when I was okay before. I didn't know stress could cause it. New viewpoint, thank you. Thought it was my fault from snacking, which came first, the chicken or the egg. Yeah, and it's one of those things that until you dial in your diet and you kind of know how your body feels normally, and then you have stress hit, then you're able to identify, whoa, okay, I haven't changed anything in my diet, so what else could be going on that would be giving me stress, that would be leading me to want to emotionally eat? And it's got to be circumstances in life. And so how you respond to those circumstances so that you don't become stressed, dessert spelled backwards, right, is so critical. Mindset is so important. You're right, Laurie, and you're right, KBurn08. Way to go to turn someone's malicious intent into a positive. Yes, you have to do that. And I've been talking to Christine all day because she got really upset about this too. We recorded an episode of the Keto for Normies podcast with the Keto Connect guys, Matt and Mega, just about an hour and a half ago. And at the very end, they asked the question about what have you implemented in the last 5-6 months that's changed your life. And she's like, I'm Mama Bear. I don't put up with people talking about my man or saying crap. I just don't care anymore. So it was kind of funny seeing her do that. But yeah, you have to turn these kinds of things into a positive. Am I at 38,000 followers on Instagram right now? No. Am I engaging with the people that matter in my life here with less than 400 followers right now? You guys are all I care about. You guys are the ones that if you're engaged and you're wanting to learn more and be involved, then that's who I want to reach anyway. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was a nice purge. It was a time to happen, time for it to happen so that then we could really identify who the people are in my life. And that's what I found today, that in the midst of all this stressfulness of all this, I have seen who my friends are. And I've identified the people that matter in my world. And to me, that is worth its weight in gold. If I don't ever get anywhere close to 38,000 followers again on Instagram, that lesson alone of seeing who has stepped up to the plate and encouraged people to follow me and have been my friend, and like my friend Hank there, hashtag Jimmy Strong, rallying around this, because this is wrong. What happened to me today. But again, how I responded to it was with joy and normality. Because if you let the stress get to you, then the emotional eating comes on strong. If you take it in stride, and I'm still teaching Christine a lot about this, you have to take things in stride and realize everything is happening. You can't really control a lot of things. This is something I could not control at all. And yet it happens. So what do you do with it? You got to deal with it. And so I'm choosing to keep my chin up come back on here on Instagram Live here today with another Jimmy Rants and rant on, because that's what you guys want me to do, and it's where I shine the best. All systems go, dust yourself off and keep going. We love you. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate that. Keto, or healthy keto chick. My husband had a blood clot in his leg over the weekend. I didn't go to the food even though I was under a lot of stress. Just roll with it. Exactly. Well done. That is perfect. All right. New to your group. Well, welcome. And that's been kind of heartening too with the deletion of my account. I'm getting a lot of people that weren't even following me on Instagram now suddenly following me. So welcome if that's you. And so thanks for being here. We've got you, Jimmy. Stronger always. Thank you, Miss Vanessa, Miss Ketogenic Girl. Do you think stress eating is a passive-aggressive act? Our keto road. Stress eating, a passive-aggressive act. I'd have to think about that one more. I certainly see it as a responsive act, where people are like, well, and plus those who have come from a disordered eating past. So for me, used to weigh 410 pounds. I used to go and buy big boxes of Little Debbie snack cakes, and I would, ram them into my face, whole boxes at a time. I would sometimes sit there watching TV and just ram 2 full boxes of those snack cakes into my mouth. And I don't do that anymore. But that being in my history, the first thing that can kind of pop in your head when something like this happens that kind of rocks you a little bit is that emotional eating. Now, I haven't felt even remotely tempted to do anything like that today, again, because I recognized the signal of what was happening so I could cut it off at the pass. But I think about people that are brand new to keto, that don't know, they haven't recognized the signals that are going on. They may go back to what they've done before and default to their old habits again. So that's one reason I wanted to do this video today, was to encourage those people. All right. Hey, Lauren. Hello. Thank you, David. Great attitude. You'll have 38 million. You are very kind, but unless my name is Jimmy Bieber, I'm not going to have 38 million anytime soon. Thank you, Kat. What a great topic to talk about. I've been a stress eater since I was 13 years old, says Stacy May 319. I'm 36 now with a 5 and a 6-year-old who I want to make changes in my way of eating for. I've got to get my mind set. And that's right. I think all of us that have gotten to a point in our weight and or our health have had some sort of stress eating habit in our past. And I'm trying to remember, I would just go to town on Little Debbie snack cakes. I would go to town on fast food. And I would also always say, well, I don't feel good, so I need to self-medicate. Didn't say it in that many words, but that's what I was doing with all this food. And of course, generally it wasn't actually food. It was food-like disease agents that are disguised as food, but they're really just carb bombs. That's what I would consume when I wasn't feeling good and I needed to deal with stress and I had to emotionally eat. And so that's normal for a lot of people. So changing the mindset, it goes deeper. That's why we talk about this not being a ketogenic diet, but a ketogenic lifestyle, because once you embrace it as a lifestyle, then whenever something happens to you, your lifestyle is going to include having stresses in your life. So if stress is there in your life and it's a part of your lifestyle, you learn to say, okay, I recognize what's going on. Thank you for being there, cortisol. Thank you for raising my blood sugar and making my insulin go wackadoodle. Yes, I have a little hunger. Let me have some bacon and all will be well. That's what we do now as ketonians that have educated ourselves and we recognize the signals. Most people don't recognize the signal. They hear, I need carbs in their brain, and that's what they do obediently, and it really doesn't make them feel better in the end. Let's see here. Welcome. New here. Car is broke down, but instead of going to food, I've gone on a walk. Keto Tiffany. Yes, you are nailing it. So you realize that, okay, life happens. Things happen in your life. You just deal with it. So good job. Keep calm and keto on. Been there, done fat. Keto Nat, you are killing it with the puns here. Kimberly Jackson Simmons, evil will never triumph over good. We enjoy your rants. Keep on keeping on. I will. Jimmy Rants ain't going nowhere. We're over 30 episodes now, you guys, on YouTube, so go check them out when you get a chance. It's hard not to sometimes, just got to stay stronger than the cravings. Well, one of the things that helps me a lot is I don't even get anywhere near having crap in my house. So if you come over to Casa de More, you're going to see a lot of keto-friendly foods. Now, there are a few keto-friendly kind of snack foods. I got the ketogenic bar from the Kiss My Keto people. There's also a bar from the Perfect Keto people. I have some of those. I have some peely nuts. I have the Droppin' F-bombs, some Paleo Valley meat sticks. I have little things that if something like this happened and I needed to gnaw on, that's what I ate. Well, that's what I did today. Primarily the F-bombs. I've been fasting for a lot of the day. It's really fascinating. When all this hit this morning and I was just hungry and it was pushing me to emotionally eat, I resisted for a bit. Then I said, okay, I've got a bunch of podcasts promoting my book, Real Food Keto, today. Let me go ahead and have a couple of F-bombs and some of that moon cheese, and everything calmed down. And I've been fasting pretty much the rest of the day, and I felt okay. So I think now that the initial shock of all of this has passed, now my body's like, okay, it's all good. You're going to survive. This is going to be great. And I'm doing well. Freaking Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. It's all good. All right. This is a timely topic for me, says Sarah Slimp Keto. Thank you. I'm trying to practice more mindfulness in this area. And yes, thank you for bringing up that. So when stress comes on, how do you handle it so you don't emotionally eat? And sometimes it's easy as this, guys. And you do that like 3 or 4 times. And I don't care what kind of feeling you had before you went. But every little stressor in your body just relaxes. It's a great thing to do. But do something that you enjoy, just something to take your mind off of it. And then realize in the long-term grand scheme of things, this really probably isn't a big deal. So I don't think I'm going to be looking back on November of 2018 as the turning point when all went downhill for Jimmy Moore. No, I wouldn't say that that's what's going to happen. In the year 2025, I'm not even going to think about this anymore. But in the here and now, you have to deal with it. So recently I admitted I'm addicted to sugar. I've always pretended I had it under control, and I don't. I'm a work in progress. We'll never stop working. And if I can help you with that, please send me a message. I'd be happy to help you. Your videos help so many. Thank you, Honey Got Keto. So happy you got back on. Keep up the good work. T. West Hughes, thank you, at least for now. I'm holding out hope, you guys, that they're going to reinstate the one that had 38,000 followers. But if they don't, we're going to carry on here on this new channel. Healthy Keto Chick, thank you, Jimmy, for keeping it real and teaching us all a lesson about stress, cortisol, and emotional eating. Good word. Thank you. My cousin Robert Pardue says eating snacks and drinking Cokes I did when watching TV. I'm now trying to do better. Yeah, Robert is my cousin. He is my aunt's son, and he just started keto, you guys, because he has higher triglycerides and he's trying to bring everything under control. So kudos, Robbie. Thanks for watching my Instagram lives. I used to be an emotional eater too, says Kat, but now I realize that when life throws me problems, the answers that I'm seeking aren't found in the fridge. True words, my dear, true words. I think this is great. You're talking about this. I was a member of the 466 Club, and most of the time, most of the keto people really don't talk about this. They talk about science. Bravo. Yeah, our Keto Road. One thing that I try to focus on is, yes, the science is important. Yes, recipes are important, but sometimes you got to dig in and get your hands dirty in some of these things that people don't talk about, because this is where real life happens. And if you don't acknowledge stress and don't acknowledge that things happen in your life that could lead you down the road to eating crap again, then you're fooling yourself. This is the essence of living the keto lifestyle. How do you deal with stresses that come in your life? And there's one very prominent guy that was in the keto world. I'm not going to say his name, but you know who he is, who was very active. He was making a lot of YouTube videos and doing all sorts of things for the good of the keto world. And suddenly he lost a grandson. The grandson was only a few weeks old, and that grandson got killed, and he disappeared. And I could not imagine the stress of having to deal with something like that. And so his way of dealing with it, at least publicly, was getting offline and not doing all of the great work that he was doing. And again, if I said his name, you'd know exactly who I'm talking about. But unfortunately, he's gone away and he's not come back. And I often think about him and how he's handling the stress of that. It's been several years now, but is he still dealing with the emotional fallout of all that happened and questioning God and wondering why that happened? Yeah, he probably is. And so I'm hoping when the time comes, he comes back to me or someone in this community to get back on track again. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Again, if you missed all the commotion of what was going on, my account was hacked today on Instagram at Living Low Carb Man. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to go follow me, I need all the followers I can get right now. So went from 38,000 followers, and as of the recording of this, I'm right at around 400-ish followers back here, thanks to so many people that support my work. So go follow me there. We do these rants in the morning and the afternoon. I wasn't able to get one this morning because I was dealing with all this nonsense that was going on. So, but we're back. We're not going anywhere. And so you can watch it for 24 hours on Instagram if you can't catch me live. And then it's going to be housed on YouTube permanently over at jimmyrants.com. And coming very soon, we will have a great podcast with all the snippets of the best of all these Jimmy rants. So stay tuned for that real soon. And so until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks for being here.